Hello, legal enthusiasts, and welcome back to our law channel. Today, we're delving into Chapter 1 questions, essential for your upcoming exams. If you're looking for a summary of Chapter 1, you can find it in our playlist. Be sure to check it out. Alright, let's dive right in. Provide a concise explanation of a notary, PAPASPA. A notary, recognized as a public officer by the High Court, is authorized to prepare and execute contracts and authenticate public acts under the court's supervision. Only practicing attorneys admitted as notaries can practice in this capacity. Define protocol and protocol register and differentiate between them. Protocol refers to the original deeds executed by a notary. The protocol register, on the other hand, is a chronological record of all deeds executed and recorded, including their dates and numbers. Protocol ensures orderly record keeping, while protocol register maintains a systematic order of documented deeds. Explain the assurance the public has regarding documents prepared by a notary. The public can trust documents prepared by a notary due to the notary's high qualifications, expertise, and adherence to ethical standards. Notaries must have specific university degrees, practical experience, and pass practical examinations. They are practicing attorneys and officers of the High Court, working under its supervision. Notaries uphold qualities like responsibility, credibility, impartiality, and professional integrity, following the code of conduct set by legal authorities. List 5 documents that must be drafted by a notary for registration. 1. Antenuptial agreement. 2. Notarial bond. 3. Deeds of servitude. 4. Long-term lease and sublease. 5. Cession of these leases. Let's go through them again. Okay. The 5 documents that must be drafted by a notary for registration are: 1. Antenuptial agreement. 2. Notarial bond. 3. Deeds of servitude. 4. Long-term lease and sublease. 5. Cession of these leases. Alright, let's move to the next question. Explain whether a notary can practice anywhere in South Africa. Notaries are registered in a central High Court database, allowing them to practice in the province of their admission. To practice in another province, they must apply to the relevant division of the High Court. However, any document or act executed by a notary in South Africa is valid nationwide, regardless of the province. The Deeds Registries Act 47 of 1937 establishes clear guidelines for the practice of notaries within South Africa. While a notary may extend their practice to other provinces, adherence to the Act's regulations is mandatory. Furthermore, the Act ensures the nationwide validity of documents and acts executed by notaries, promoting consistency and legal reliability across the Republic of South Africa. So let's move on to the next question. X is a notary. X's only daughter, Y, is engaged to Z. Z requests his future father-in-law, X, to draft and execute the antenuptial contract between himself and Z. May X draw up and execute the contract, and would such a contract be valid? How would you advise X? So, imagine you're a notary X, and your daughter is engaged to be married. The future son-in-law, Z, approaches you to draft and execute the antenuptial contract between him and your daughter, Y. Now, this scenario raises some ethical and legal questions that we need to address. Firstly, there's a potential conflict of interest here. As a notary, you must remain impartial and objective in all your dealings. Drafting a legal document for immediate family members can be tricky because it's vital to ensure fairness and equity between the parties involved. Legally speaking, if you manage to handle this conflict of interest and maintain impartiality, the antenuptial contract could be considered valid. However, to avoid any future disputes and ensure the contract's validity, it's advisable to involve another impartial notary or legal professional in the process. They can oversee the drafting and act as a witness during the signing. Here's my advice: consider recusing yourself from directly drafting the contract. Instead, act as a witness during the signing process. This way, you're still involved, but you're mitigating the conflict of interest. Additionally, document everything meticulously. Keep records of all meetings, discussions, and make sure both parties fully understand the terms they're agreeing to. It's also essential for both parties, Z and Y, to seek independent legal advice. This ensures they understand their rights and that the antenuptial contract is fair and legally sound. By taking these precautions, you can navigate this situation ethically and legally, ensuring the validity of the contract while upholding your professional standards as a notary. So now that you understand, let's answer this question according to how the examiner wants us to. Where X is a notary and is asked by his future son-in-law, Z, to draft and execute an antenuptial contract between Z and X's daughter, Y, there are ethical considerations and guidelines that X must adhere to. Firstly, ethical considerations, which includes A. Conflict of interest. X must be cautious about potential conflicts of interest. Drafting a legal document, especially one as significant as an antenuptial contract, involving immediate family members, raises ethical concerns. Notaries are expected to remain impartial and objective, which might be challenging in this familial context. B. Impartiality and professionalism. Notaries are obligated to maintain professionalism and impartiality in their practice. X must ensure that he does not favor his daughter or Z in the contract terms, maintaining fairness and equity. C. Informed consent. Both parties, Z and Y, must fully understand the terms of the contract. X must ensure that there is informed consent, and both parties comprehend the legal implications and consequences of the agreement. Secondly, you have to mention legal considerations. This includes A. Validity of the contract. From a legal perspective, if X manages to handle the potential conflict of interest and ensures impartiality, the antenuptial contract can be considered valid. However, to avoid any future disputes, it would be advisable for X to involve another impartial notary or legal professional to oversee the process and act as a witness to the signing. B. Documenting the process. To substantiate the validity of the contract, X should maintain detailed records of the process. This includes documenting all meetings, discussions, and ensuring that both parties willingly and knowingly agreed to the terms. Having a third-party witness, such as another notary or an attorney, can further strengthen the document's validity. So lastly, what would you advise X to do in this scenario? Considering the ethical and legal complexities involved, X should consider the following steps. 1. Recuse himself. Given the potential conflict of interest, X should consider recusing himself from directly drafting and executing the contract. Involving another notary or attorney who is not directly related to the parties involved can ensure impartiality. 2. Act as a witness. X can act as a witness during the signing process, maintaining his presence at the event. This way, he is still involved in the process while mitigating the conflict of interest. 3. Document everything. If X decides to proceed, he should meticulously document the entire process, including discussions, explanations of terms, and ensure that both parties willingly agreed to the contract terms. Having detailed records can safeguard the validity of the agreement. 4. Legal consultation. X and the engaged couple should seek legal advice independently. This can provide them with a clear understanding of their rights, ensuring that the antenuptial contract is fair and legally sound. By taking these precautions and seeking legal advice, X can navigate the situation ethically and legally, ensuring the validity of the antenuptial contract while upholding the standards of his profession. That's it for today's discussion, guys. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any more scenarios or questions you'd like me to address, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.